I have two kids, Omar and Yara. Omar is 9 years old, and Yara's 4. Omar wants to become a professional football player when he grows up. Well, who doesn't? Or at least who didn't for all of us, at least at some times of our lives. Yara is still small. She doesn't know how to answer this question. I try to ask her. But there's something. Every time she calls me to her room to play with her, we always play one thing, at least with me. She is cooking and I'm eating, or I'm serving. So every time this happens, I say, maybe that's an indicator that when she grows up, she wants to become a chef. Or maybe that's an indicator that she's hungry and we need to prepare her dinner. So I'm still confused. I don't know which one is it. Now, I would like to ask you, even if you don't have kids, but in the future, who would like their kids to become professional football players? Or let's say professional athletes? Please raise your hands. Okay. Not too many. Okay, thank you. Okay. Who would like their children in the future to become engineers? Raise your hands, please. Okay, a bigger number. So we have a big number of engineers coming. That's great. Okay, thank you. Who would like their children in the future to become teachers? Please raise your hands. Okay. Also, not too many. Strange, right? Knowing that all of you are here because of teachers. And more than that, some of you are here because of one specific teacher or professor. A teacher that supported you when no one else did. A teacher that bet on you at a time you wouldn't even bet on yourself. Supported you and inspired you to take some crucial decisions in your life that helped you be wherever you are now. And yet, you don't want your children to get the same privilege and do the same thing with other children in the future. Why is that? Is being a teacher not prestigious enough? Or maybe not cool enough for some of us? I want to tell you a story. I was sitting in a room with a group of friends, and suddenly this question came up. And I asked them, would you let your children in the future to become teachers? Everyone in the room said, no way. One of my friends became angry. He stood up with his red face and he told me, if only he dares. That's referring to his son. You want to know why that was shocking for me? We were all teachers in that room. Can you believe that? So what is it? We undermine our own importance. We as teachers don't believe in what we do. We don't value what we do. If we don't value what we do, how do we expect others to value what we do? Teachers, please, you cannot quit. You cannot stop believing. The world can never survive and act like that. Now, I work with teachers a lot. I meet teachers at schools and outside schools. And I always like to ask them one question. So you're a teacher? Yes. Okay, what exactly do you do? What are you doing? And I mainly get one answer. I teach. I teach mathematics, I teach science, I teach Arabic, I teach English, but it's mainly I teach. Well, let me tell you something. You don't just teach. You don't just make sure that your students acquire knowledge and gain skills. You work on the student as a whole. You work on their mindsets. You give them the right values. You help students become better versions of themselves. You teach students how to value life, how to value and respect others around them. You, Mr. Teacher, you are creating better citizens, better global citizens. You are helping to fight ignorance and corruption. You are closing prisons, preventing wars. You are the one fighting terrorism. You are helping cure diseases and explore the universe, and a lot more than that. So don't just say, I teach. Now, speaking on the impact that teachers have on the community, I would like to say something for the community. I would like to say something for the parents. Dear parents, when your child is doing good at school and you are so proud of them, please take a moment and think about the teachers behind that. I said think and not thank, because trust me, the moment your child is doing good, the teachers got their reward. And I'm not saying that the teachers take all the credit. On the contrary, we as teachers believe that all the credit goes to the students. We are there to help them, support them, and facilitate learning. So all what I'm asking for is take a moment and appreciate. And remember one thing. Every time you go to sleep, or every time if you're awake watching your favorite TV show or your favorite team playing, remember this. Those teachers are awake, working, planning, and coming up with ideas to best support your child. Those teachers sacrifice their personal time and their family's time for the sake of your child. Please always remember that. And if for some reason your child is not doing good at school, don't start by blaming the teachers, and don't say bad things about the teacher, especially not in the presence of your child. Because believe me, the problem can be from the house and you have no clue. Reach out to those teachers. They want you to reach out to them. Actually, we should reach out to the teachers in both cases. Like how many of us never met the teachers teaching our students? Sorry, our children. So again, please reach out to them And you will be surprised. You are going to find out that they care about your child as much as you do. You are going to learn and discover new things about your child. Things that will help you better understand and communicate with your child. Together with the teachers, you are going to come up with a plan that will help you better support your child at home and at school. So, parents, when you talk about teachers in public, please be fair. Talk about them the way they deserve. After all, they are the ones taking care of your most beloved ones. I would like to say something for our policymakers. Please pay more visits to the schools. Not inspection visits. Visit the schools and talk to the teachers. Talk to the principals. Talk to the students. And have these discussions inform any decision you want to take about education. Because, with all due respect, education doesn't happen in offices or in meeting rooms. Education happens in the schools, in the classrooms. So it's very simple. We want good education, we need good schools. We want good schools, we need good teachers. Very simple. Let's pay more attention to the numbers. We all know that not too many of our graduates want to become teachers. And we know that you are doing good efforts to tackle this problem. But we have another problem, which is as serious as the first one, which is teacher retention. How do we retain good teachers? How do we make sure that the good teachers now in our schools stay there and don't drop out? So again, let's talk to them. Let's see what's causing this. Let's hear it from them in order to better support them. What is causing this? Is it the salaries? Is it the workload? Is it the work-life balance? What is it? Let's hear it from them. And if that's the case, let's give them more incentives. And at the same time, keep working on our recruitment and selection models. Also, keep providing them with the most effective training, whether before they start teaching to prepare them, or during their teaching time as continuous professional development, especially in their early years. And by that, we can guarantee that we have the best teachers to be educating our children. Now, I would like to say something for the teachers. On my behalf, my family's behalf, my friends, on the community's behalf, thank you. Thank you very much. There is nothing more rewarding and more noble than what you're doing. Please keep the flame of passion inside of you glowing. And if at some time you're feeling burned out, Reach out to friends and colleagues that can inspire you. Read books, watch videos, stay inspired. Because a teacher without passion is like a superhero without the powers. Go back to the reason you decided to become a teacher. By the way, most of the surveys given to teachers, when asking them, why did you decide to become a teacher? There are mainly two responses that show up at the top of the list of responses, which are, we love to work with children and we want to make a difference. Never forget that. Always remember why you're doing this. Always think about your students. And teachers, at the same time, you are an example, a model of a lifelong learner. And as John Cotton said, who dares to teach must never cease to learn. So you have to stay up to date with the latest research, methods, with the latest technologies. You have to always be equipped in order to motivate and engage our children. And always attend to their continuously changing interests and needs. Teachers, my fellow teachers, keep doing your magic in your classrooms with your students. And when you are asked, what do you do? Don't just tell them I teach. Tell them I'm preparing the future generations for my country. Tell them I am shaping the future of the world. Thank you very much.